What's going on, you guys? Jaycee Cabrito here. Cool car, man. Anyways, just got done with the back and biceps workout. So today, I want to say it was supposed to be like a pull day, but we just started with basically back and biceps. So exercise number one, we did pull-ups. Now it's been a while since I've done pull-ups. To be honest, I really suck at them, so I'm trying to get better at them. So did about 5 sets of 10, or try to get to 10. First thing you'll notice, I like to pinch my back. You'll see like I kind of do this thing where I pull back. A lot of people don't really know that little trick. It's how you activate the lats before you even pull up. So you want to make sure you get that good squeeze. You want to actually pinch, activate the scapula, and that gets you to actually contract on the lats before you do anything else. A lot of people just kind of pull, and that's why they give out on their forearms and their biceps. So you want to make sure to keep that in mind when you're doing pull-ups. So they did 5 sets of 10, and that was mainly just the warm-up, just kind of get going. Then we went straight to the lat pull down. Lat pull down, also another way to actually get your bang for your buck out of that. You want to make sure you also, anything to do with the lats, you guys, you want to actually activate the scapula before you do the movement. So same thing with the lat pull down, because it's pretty similar to a pull-up. So activate the lats first, pinch, and then pull down. Don't worry about heavy weight, because a lot of people just like to sway and pull, and they always wonder why they never build their back or why their back never grows. So that's one way to make sure you're doing it right. So did about 5 sets of 12 to 15 reps, and then moved up the weight, then did about 10 to 12 reps, and that was it for lat pull downs. And then basically the reason why we do that is to kind of warm up the back before we go into our more heavier compound movements. After the lat pull down, moved over to dumbbell rows. One of my favorite movements, all-time favorite movements for building a bigger back, because it not only develops your back thickness and fullness, but it'll get your strength going too for any back movements. So make sure to keep in mind when you guys do this, you want to actually lead with your elbows. You guys notice that I like to pull back and not all the way up here, because a lot of people commonly do this, and when you do that, you're just building. I mean, if you want big fucking biceps, then go for it, but you're gonna build the biceps and never really work on the lat. So I pull back, drive the elbows. I like to say drive the elbows, push your elbows back to your rib cage, and you'll actually feel your lat squeeze when you do that. And you also notice my grip, I don't grip with my thumb around the handle. The reason why I don't do that is because my forearms will give out before it can even get through the exercise itself. So I'll grip like this because it forces me to actually squeeze my lats and pull with my lat versus pulling with my biceps, because anyone can just muscle up and pull with their biceps, and you see a lot of people in the gym, they like to just throw their back and swing and do this and do this, and then they'll never get a big back. So keep that in mind. So pull with your elbows, hold and squeeze, and then release. I did about 5 sets of 8 to 10 reps on each side, got up to like 120 pounds, and did about 8 reps on each side for that. Next movement, moved over to dumbbell pullovers, something I probably should be doing more, just because it's such a great movement for building kind of like, I guess you could say, the height, or basically this part where you're actually stretching the lats and not just building the thickness. So it's a good stretch. A lot of people like to use pullovers for chest and back. The way I like to make sure I'm actually working my back when I do this is I like to stop halfway and keep my elbows in. When you keep your elbows in, you're actually, it's almost like you're doing like a row, because you're keeping your elbows tucked in tight. So when you do that, you actually feel your lat, do this, make sure you're actually feeling the lat squeeze. Otherwise, you go beyond that, you'll start to feel more of your chest. So I did it from the incline because I like to kind of hang over the bench when I do that. That way I can actually get a good stretch up here and pull, stop about, I like to say my elbows like right below my chin when I do that. So I did that, and that's just one thing to keep in mind when you're stretching the lat and you're doing this. Also, if you don't have good shoulder mobility, don't force yourself with heavy weight because you will hyperextend your shoulder and then you'll just completely snap it and then you'll never be able to do pullovers again. So don't go so beyond the point where you're gonna almost hyperextend your shoulder. Just go right below your head, pull back, and that's all you need to do the pullover. So I did about, I believe, 4 sets of 10 reps on that. You do them correctly, 10 to 12 reps, you'll be on the good rep range right there. What's next? Seated rows? Seated rows. Yeah, so we did seated cable rows, another favorite movement of mine, building that back thickness. So once again, any row movement or any back movement, you want to make sure you're just gripping this way. I don't like to pull with my thumbs, blow out my biceps before I can even feel my back. So you'll notice I do a lot of strict back movements. I don't like to sway and swing because a lot of people, when they do rows, they like to sway and swing a lot. So pull with your elbows, pull back, and you'll notice when I do that, you can actually feel the back contract. So start off with a light weight first before you guys can even go like heavier, because eventually you'll start to just kind of swing off your back. So I did 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, and then after I moved up on the heavy set, I did 1 more set for as many as possible. Just kind of dropped it down to maybe like, I don't know, like 100 or 120 pounds, and then did about like 25 reps out of that. And that's just more for like a burnout set, since it was the last back movement. And then that was it for back. And then we moved over to, oh no, we did one more. We did the hammer strength lat pull down. Now, one way I like to do this is I like to isolate on each side. So you'll notice when you guys see this, I like to actually pull on each end. You'll see I put my finger right here on my lat. And when I do that, I actually know I'm working my lat, because a lot of people just kind of like pull and don't really know if they're actually working the back. So I did 10 to 12 reps on each side. Make sure you actually slowly take the time to actually know that you're working it. Don't just speed through the reps, because then you'll never really give it time. So I did 10 to 12 reps on each side. Didn't move up on too heavy on the weight. That was just more for kind of like a isolated hypertrophy training. And then finished off with that. Moved on to biceps. Biceps, did easy bar curls. Now these were a good burnout because my biceps were basically blown. For those of you guys don't know, back in biceps, basically as you're doing back, your biceps are working at the same time because they work hand in hand with each other. So did easy bar curls. I like to keep a closed grip, that way I'm actually focused on squeezing my biceps instead of going out here where I have no control. So I did that. Did about 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, and you'll notice I don't really, with curls, I don't like to come all the way up here. Reason why, I lose tension in the bicep. So I like to actually make sure this is all you need. This is it. Pull back. I guess you could say that's like a 90-degree angle. So that's all you need when it comes to actually doing curls. A lot of people like to just kind of swing up here, and you wonder why they don't really feel the burn. So when you do these, close grip, pull out a 90-degree angle, 10 reps of that. Moved on over after that. Biceps were already blown out, and then finished off with hammer strength curls. So the hammer strength preacher curl. So you'll notice when I stand at an angle, that's just more for, you could stay seated, but I like to kind of lean against the pad. That way I'm actually kind of like I'm actually pressed against the padding, and that leaves me to only use my biceps when I do these. So once again, anytime you see me do like a bar curl or handles, you'll see I'm always doing close grip. That's just more for me actually being squeezed in the box, and I have more control in it. So when I'm here, I like to actually come up here. I don't like to come all the way up because I'll lose tension. So we did 4 sets of, I believe, 10 reps, and then did 1 drop set. Basically a burnout set. Massive pump. So this was a good all-around back and biceps workout. I really enjoyed it, and I think that was it. And then just completely burned out now. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys you know, take away some stuff from this video, and hope you guys use this workout. You guys will be seeing more of these kind of commentaries, videos, something like that. Anyways, that was the workout for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.